Good morning, everyone. Today we will discuss about the transportation and warehouse operation. Ano nga ba ang transportation operation? This is the movement of a single type of goods from one place of origin where the goods are loaded to a destination where they are unloaded. Ito po yung pag-i-export or nag-i-import tayo ng goods from other countries or within in our local area. So, nangyayari ito, it's because of the demand. And of course, pag once meron transportation operation na gaganap, it means in your business, it shows that it's growing so far. Then, nature of transportation. Transportation is the spatial linking of a derived demand. Distance is relative concept involving space, time, and effort. Space is at the same time the generator, support, and constraint for mobility. The relationship between space and time can converge or diverge. So, transportation, it happens because of our needs and wants. So, some factors na gina-consider natin when we are doing transportation is the distance, time, and effort. So we need really a space in order to carry or all the orders that need to ship in other countries or in the local area by using the four modes of transportation. And of course, that time, it takes time also to ship, and then the effort, of course, to ensure that the transportation operation will be successful. And distance is really matter, of course, one of the transportation operation that happen. So pag sinabi nating diverse, ito yung nagki-create tayo ng choice, and of course we are trying to explore the possibilities. And then when you say naman converge, it means you are making choices, you are deciding what to do. Parang independent ka kung ano yung i-decide mo sa pagta-transport ng operation mo. So that is the difference of diverge and converge. So we have the four modes of transportation that we consider to our operation. We have air, road, sea, and rail. Una is the road freight or the road transportation. It is a popular choice for transporting for all manner of goods across the globe. It's particularly suited to situations where products are being transported across borders and for final mile delivery to customers doors to door. So yung road freight, it is at the end of the journey of transporting of goods from other countries. Lumipad pa ito, and then lumakbay pa sa dagat, sa gitna ng dagat, but at the end of the journey, it will deliver through doors to doors, and that is using the trucks and the vans or any and even the vehicles now. So that is the road freight or the road transportation. So of course we have a benefits in here. Trucks are easier to track than ships or planes. GPS can let you know where they are at all times. It's because of the GPS. So it's one of the most financially economical modes of transport. It's highly accessible. Every country in the world has a road network. That can't be said for sea or rail networks. Kasi sometimes nangyayari talaga when you are middle in the sea or in the rail, there are times na walang signal, so you cannot access your delivery transaction. So it's easy to organize special transportation based on your products. Road freight can accommodate hazardous materials. Those are mga flammable, so perishable goods. Those are mga malalata na mga goods, and just about anything else. Door-to-door transport is possible when correctly planned. So it's easy to adjust routes and timings if necessary. It's because those of the mga shortcuts ways, and then uncomplicated packing, shipping, and offloading process. Those are mga hardware tools, just like in road, that is the benefits in road freight. And then, we have also the disadvantages in road freight. Not all the times we can gain benefits from any transportation, but also we also encounter the disadvantages, like Road freight can take longer than transportation by air or sea and can also be unpredictable due to unforeseen weather or road closure. So sa mga unexpected na mga weather, like merong bagyo or maulan, and then road closure sa mga restricted way na hindi pwedeng makadaan yung mga big trucks. So it's also disadvantage. So it's not suitable for global transportation. It's easier for criminals to target trucks compared to other transport modes. So, like sa mga taong walang magawa sa buhay, then meron silang tina-target na transportation, that kind of goods. So, they are attempt to do some criminals or mga kidnaps. Size and weight limits apply. So, when it comes to size, limited yung space. And then also the weight, ang also yung makaya lang ng trucks. And then issues with seasonality can make roads unsafe, higher risk accidents and breakdowns in compared to alternative modes of transport. It's lower than other modes of transport. So, higher risk of accident. So, mostly, hindi natin malalaman na meron palang meron palang meron aksidente na nangyayari na hindi natin inaasahan. So, be careful na lang pag once tayo nagta-transport or nagda-drive when someday you will be like this, like a middleman. So, it's lower than other modes of transport because there's a lot of environmental barriers impact in road freight. Number two is the sea freight. Sea freight accounts for the vast majority of the world's trade. More than 90% of all goods are transported by ships. Furthermore, it's worth noting ocean shipping is the most integral part of the supply chain for most of the world's industries, cited in the Statista report, making it a backbone of a global trade. And alam niyo ba kung bakit tinatawag itong backbone of a global trade? It's because of the multiple benefits towards us. So let's see what's those benefits of the sea freight. It's the best way to transport large and heavy goods. Cargo ships can carry thousands of tons, making them perfect for oversized or bulk products. It's cheaper than air transportation and also more environmentally friendly. Minimal handling is required. Slow-moving vessels mean goods are less likely to be damaged. Shipping is rarely impacted by weather conditions. It has the highest carrying capacity of all freight options. Sea freight, the largest carrying capacity. So, yung sea freight transportation, ito pala yung mas na-accommodate yung malaking capacity unlike in other mode as transportation. And of course, mas affordable pala ito yung shipment kaysa sa air transportation. And of course, it's slow moving vessels means goods are less in damage. So, kapag kapag mahina lang yung takbo ng transportation means less damage yung mga like sa mga fragile, 'di ba? Pag once na yung takbo ng isang transportation no shipment ay hindi gaano kabilis. So, it fairly sure that the products will be safety. At ano naman ang disadvantages of sea freight? Not always the most financially economical choice, can be inaccessible depending on a region or end destination. Long transit times make it unsuitable for expedited deliveries, and any reputable freight forwarder should provide access to a global shipping network with a range of services including the FCL and LCL shipments. FCL means the shipper used to cost the entire containers and uses it exclusively shipments, while LCL shipper shares the containers with other shipments and only need to pay for the space it used. Number three is the air freight. Air freight is the go-to choice for speedy delivery. It's accessible all over the world and convenient method to move smaller shipments long distances. Given that most major cities have an airport, air freight also let us businesses ships to specific areas or regions. So kung ang road transportation is limited sa size and space and the sea freight is can carry a heavier capacity, while ang air freight naman niya can move smaller shipments lang. It so here comes the benefits of air freight. Speed is the biggest benefit of air freight. It's because it can fly so fast, and then it's rare for flights to suffer more than a few hours delay, and air freight allows for much more direct route than road, sea, or rail. The fixed schedule of air freight makes them a reliable choice. Security is much higher with air freight than other modes of transport. Packages often receive the most rigorous protection measure. It's because of the very restricted rules and regulation when you are transporting of goods, and then the reduced risk of air freight tends to mean lower premium. So pag sinabi nating lower insurance premiums, ito yung isang bayad kung merong mangyayaring damage sa iyong transportation of goods. Aside the benefits, we have also disadvantages of air freight. Air freight is one of the most expensive transport. It's because of the high fuel cost and for the additional expenses like security checks. The nature of air freight means there are restrictions on what can be transported. Size, weight, and product types are all restricted. So limited lang pala yung mga products na matatransport mo through air freight. It's because of the size and weight, of course, to consider. It can be risky given that any crash plane can result in the complete loss of goods. Last mode of transportation is the rail freight. Trains are a vital part of logistic routes across the globe, particularly in Europe and North America, where all rail networks are comprehensive. In North America, for instance, all rail freight accounts for about 15% of all freight journeys. It's the ideal choice for organizations that require fast, scheduled, and reliable freight in areas of the world where rail networks are strong. So here in Philippines, I don't know if there's a rail transportation. I have no idea. I don't think so in Manila. Baka meron, pero I cannot say that right now. So yung rail freight pala, mas mabilis pa ito kaysa sa air freight. But it's limited only for the rail part lang. It cannot across the road, and it cannot across in the ocean. That's the disadvantage lang dito sa rail freight. So here comes the benefits of rail freight. Trains offer more carrying capacity than road freight. Less chance of delays owing to fixed schedules and the nature of rail journeys. Low environmental impact compared to any other mode of transport. It emits over three-quarters fewer emissions than road freight, a cost-effective solution for long journeys, particularly good for inter-country transportation. Compared to road freight, mas malaki pala yung capacity na products na matatransport ng isang train. So, here also na low environmental impact, unlike in among in the four modes of transportation, rail freight is one of the disadvantages and low environmental impact. It's because it can only pass it in the rail. Now let's take a look. The disadvantage of the rail freight can be slower than other forms of transport. A lack of accessibility means rail freight isn't suitable in all locations. Yeah, right? No door-to-door service owing to predefined routes, and usually requires additional transportation at the end of the journey. So those are the four modes of transportation that you can choose if you have a plan in the future to transport some goods in other countries or in our local area. Sa pagta-transport, meron din tayong sinusunod na sistema. Tulad nito, the demand, goods, network, locations, flows, and infrastructure. So demands, this you can see is the derived function that ensures the mobility of people, information, and variety of activity. So without the demand, we cannot do a transportation operation. Then nodes, these are the points where the movements are basically generated, transmitted, or ended, that it's the exit or entering point in transport system. This there is a variation in them according to the GPS or the geographical system. So, dito na natin malaman or matitrace kung ano na ba yung status ng delivery, yung flow ng delivery ng ating product. Network, it talks about the linkage that is connecting the places with the capacity to hold the passengers or the information. Locations, these are the nodes where demands are expressed as a region, destination, or they are expressed as a point of transit. In simple language, it defines demands and where it is taking place. So flows, this is basically the amount of traffic over a network that is composed of different modes and linkages. Infrastructure, it is basically the reality of a network. The convenience such as roads and terminals can be mentioned in this infrastructure. Next is the principles of transportation. The economy of scale refers to the cost per unit of weight decreasing as a shipment size grows. So large capacity transportation vehicles such as shipping containers and trains are also much less expensive per weight unit when compared to small capacity vehicles such as trucks, vans, or planes. In this digital age, a shipment of 200 products will take no less time to process than a single item. The same amount of the manpower is required in terms of administration, and these costs are typically fixed across the board. The economy of distance refers to transportation costs being lower as the total distance increases. If you have two shipments traveling 500 miles, and the one traveling 1,000, the latter shipment will be less expensive than the former two. So that's the principles of transportation operation. So good job everyone. Now we're going to tackle the next lesson is all about the warehouse operation. What is warehouse operation? Breaking it down, warehouse operation covers a number of important areas from the receiving organization, fulfillment, and distribution processes. So sila yung mga responsibilidad dito sa pag-receive ng mga goods, and then sila din yung nagfo-fulfill ng mga needs or ng mga demands ng mga tao to transport to other countries or the local area, and sila din yung gumagawa ng distribution process para ma-transport yung isang goods and services successfully. So these areas include receiving of goods, cross-docking of goods, organizing and storing inventory. Typical warehouse activities include putting items away, moving items inside or between warehouses, and picking items for assembly, production, or shipment. Assembling items for sale or inventory may also be considered in warehouse activities, but these are covered elsewhere. And then we have the seven major types of warehouses like distribution center, public warehouse, private warehouse, banded warehouse, climate controlled warehouse, smart warehouse, consolidated warehouse. So I have here as an example of distribution center, spacious, public warehouse, private warehouse, banded warehouse, climate controlled warehouse, and smart warehouse, and the consolidated warehouse. Those are the example of the warehouse that you've seen here, the picture. As you can see, inside the warehouse is very spacious and a lot of products that restored. As you can see in those types of warehouse, there's a lot of products and well packaged, and of course it very organized in order to ensure that the products will be in safe place, in safe storage, and in times of the demand of products, then it will come out into a positive feedbacks upon our customers that the products is in a good condition. So in this area, we experience some processes inside the warehouse like receiving, put away, storage, picking, packing, and shipping. So those responsibilities or mga duties na ginagawa sa loob ng warehouse, may mga tao din dyan na naka-assign in order na mas madali yung takbo ng gawain ng pagpo-produce ng isang product. And of course, we have the principles of warehouse operation like know your purpose, comprehensive control, flexibility and resilience, and customer focus, data driven decisions making. So here's the warehouse operation system. As you can see here, every task there's an employee that assigned like in barcode printing, data terminal, Wi-Fi coverage, storage reallocation, or goods picking or preparing, and then packaging, dispatching, count, counting or stacking, then receiving, and of course the classifying of the placement of goods. And that's all for today's discussion, and thank you.